Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks take on their rivals to the north, the Matsu Miners. It promises to be a night and a season of fast-action Alaska League baseball. Tonight's game brought to you by Troy Sayers State Farm Eagle River for life, home, car insurance, and more. Now, the starting lineup for the visiting Miners tonight. Batting first, number 3, the second baseman, Kobe Boulware. Batting second, number 2, the center fielder, Eric Webb. Batting third, number 6, the right fielder, Justin Kirby. Batting fourth, number 8, the third baseman, Tanner Carlson. Batting fifth, number 17, the catcher, Cody Huff. Batting sixth, number 15, the first baseman, Aaron Walters. Batting seventh, number 18, the designated hitter, Sam Thompson. Batting eighth, number 20, the left fielder, Matt Palmer. Batting ninth, number 11, the shortstop, Ricky Martinez. The starting pitcher for the Miners, number 7, George Arias. The Miners head coach, Tyler LeBrun. The Miners assistant coach, David Dennis. And the Miners pitching coach, Jeff Erlaw. Now the starting lineup for your hometown Chinooks. Batting first, number 7, third baseman, Peyton Fullerton. Batting second, number 22, the center fielder, Jess Davis. Batting third, number 23, the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton. Batting fourth, number 15, the second baseman, Mason Corbett. Batting fifth, number 24, the designated hitter, Ethan English. Batting sixth, number 12, the right fielder, Hayden Keller. Batting seventh, number 44, the first baseman, Daniel Freeman. Batting eighth, number 9, the left fielder, Trevor Choll. Batting ninth, number 2, the shortstop, Dylan Gardner. The starting pitcher for your Chinooks, number 29, Michael Barker. The Chinooks head coach, John Grove. The Chinooks GM and pitching coach, Chris Beck. The Chinooks assistant coaches, Sam Potter, Dalton Smith, and Troy Hervey. The Chinooks broadcast team at Chinooks Radio on YouTube, Wyatt Wewell and Josh Salem. Ladies and gentlemen, to join us to sing our national anthem tonight, please welcome to Lee Jordan Field, Joanne Meyer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the raucous red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
John Meyer, representing, of course, the Chugiak Volunteer Fire Rescue Department, serving our community since 1952. Now, coming to the plate, a very special, I should say, to throw out the first pitch tonight. This is Kaylee from Troy Sayers State Farm. She's been warming up for over 7 minutes. This is her moment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There she goes. There it is, over the plate. She didn't bounce it. Now I want you to meet a very special guest with a very special message. He is 12-year-old Lane Fulmar. He's new to our community. He's going to go to Gruning School next year. What's your special message, Lane?
Play ball!
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Play ball brought to you by Representative Kathy Tilton. Our umpires tonight.
Well, hello and welcome out to Lee Jordan Field, home of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. They're facing off here at home against the Matsu Miners, and it's been the rest half of the season, basically, of these next 13 games left for the Chinooks of the regular season. They're trying to make it into playoffs, and they come in at 9-22 currently, as the Miners currently find themselves in second place at 19-11. Peninsula Oilers in fourth at 12-22, a few games ahead of the Chinooks, just a game and a half, and the Chinooks trying find a way into the playoff spot as the 4th seed knock out the Oilers. And a great day for baseball. Josh Salem here with Wyatt Wewell, and the Miners are on the schedule a good chunk of the rest of the season. 7 of the 13 games, the Chinooks will play the Miners, and once against the Bucks, once against the Oilers. The rest are against the Pilots. Michael Barker gets the start on the mound today, and we'll give you some numbers on him in a little bit. Right now, we'll give you the starting lineup, though, for the Miners. It's Kobe Boulware, the second baseman, leading off. Batting second, Eric Webb, the center fielder. Justin Kirby bats third, the right fielder, and current 2019 Home Run Derby champ, Tanner Carlson, bats fourth as the third baseman. Cody Huff, the catcher, in the 5 spot. Aaron Walters, the first baseman, bats 6th. Sam Thompson, the designated hitter, bats 7th. Matt Palmer, the left fielder, hits 8th. And Ricky Martinez, the shortstop, will hit 9th. Chinooks 1-3 against the Miners this season. That one win came at Matsu to open up the season, all the way back on June 5th. First pitch here to Boulware, the second baseman, is a ground ball up the middle, and it's going to be squeak through. Was not hit hard, hit weakly off the end of the bat, but just happened to get past Michael Barker, and so leadoff guy is on. Chinooks, last time they played the Miners, lost 15-1, but are trying to rebound from that. It was a close game the game before that, at just a walk-off win for the Miners, and then the Chinooks actually blew them out the first time, 10-2. That opened up the season, and the Chinooks had the undefeated record. Pickoff from Barker, safely over is Kobe Boulware to first base. The Chinooks rocking the red jerseys, all white pants and red hats, versus the green jerseys, white pants and green stirrups for Eric Webb, who swings through the first inside pitch. No wind today, a few clouds in the sky, but all rain that was in the forecast earlier has since vanished. Defensively today, it's Trevor Cho in left field, Jess Davis in center, right fielder Hayden Keller on the infield, Pate Fullerton, his second start as the third baseman, Dylan Gardner, the shortstop. Second base is Mason Corbett, and at first, Daniel Freeman. Behind the plate, J. Paul Fullerton. Barker on the mound, 1 hit given up, another pick off to first, and he's safely back in. Eric Webb comes out of Central Missouri College, or Central Missouri University, in his junior year there. Runner goes, it's fouled up and out of play, strike 2. 0-2 count here to Eric Webb, and Webb currently the best hitter in the league, has 34 hits in 94 at-bats, 3 home runs, 24 RBIs, a .362 hitter, highest average in the league. Barker comes set, and the delivery. Fastball tails away, ball 1. Chinooks looking for a big double play here, get 2 outs, and get out of the first inning. If they can get 3, Justin Kirby on deck. And Kirby, as we mentioned earlier, the 2019 Home Run Derby champion of the ABL. Playing right field today. Barker a 1-2 record, and the pitch here is going to sail up again. 2-2 count. Barker again, the 1-2 record, 6.67 ERA, 28 and a third innings on the mound that he has pitched, and making his 6th start of the season. 39 hits given up, 21 runs, 14 walks, 12 strikeouts, and he'll pick up his 13th strikeout against Eric Webb, the best hitter in the league. Goes down swinging, out in front on the off-speed, brings up Justin Kirby, a ground ball double play, gets the Chinooks out of the inning, and avoids the leadoff base hit. George Arias will be on the mound for the Miners next inning, or in the bottom half of this inning, and the wind picking up a little to right field. Time called. Your umpiring crew today, it's Stacy Dunbar at first base, Tom Swoboda behind the plate, and James Taylor, the third base umpire. Runner goes, the throw down to second. Is it going to be in time? The tag applied, and he safely slides in. Close play, a little bit of a high throw from J. Paul Fullerton, but a little lower, and easily would have had him. Mason Corbett on the tag, had to catch it high, and So a stolen base granted to Colby Boulware.
Boulware also slid directly over the base and bounced off of it for a second, but Corbett couldn't keep the tag applied.
That's Boulware's 8th stolen base as the first ball of the at-bat misses wide. Boulware been caught one time this season, 8 for 9. Excuse me, 7, now 8 for 9 with the stolen base. Bucks and Oilers play tonight. Only one team played yesterday, and that was the Bucks and Oilers. And Michael Barker stepped off, thought about turning, and it'll keep the count tied. 1-1 count on the pickoff move with no throw. Barker comes out of Ridgecrest, California for the Chinooks. And that pitch a little wide as well. A 2-1 count here to Justin Kirby. On Sunday, it was the All-Star game, and we'll let you know who was in that a little later, which Chinooks had a chance to be in that and had to face off against each other in some scenarios. In the dirt, good block, 3-1 count here to Justin Kirby, the right fielder. On deck, Tanner Carlson, the third baseman. Kirby comes out of his freshman year at Kent State University and Alpharetta, Georgia. Payoff pitch, poked foul. So we'll work it full here, 1 out. Michael Barker looking for a second out via maybe a strikeout. Got Eric Webb for out number 1 a moment ago on this strikeout. 3-2 count, 1 out. Boulware's working as if he's going to steal. He does not, and the curveball misses up high for the first walk of the game by the Chinooks. So it sets up the double play again, avoids the stolen base, but Tanner Carlson will come up, third baseman, 4-hole today. Carlson out of Long Beach State University in his freshman year there, Oak Grove, California native. 3 guys on the roster from Long Beach State. All 3 position players. Strike 1 paints the corner. Tyler Porter and Caden Hogan, the other 2. Neither is playing in this game today. A 1 pitch and the delivery. Hit hard to center field. Jess Davis going over. He's going to make the grab and get it in. Tracked it all the way, and Boulware thought that it was going to fall in front of Jess Davis. Instead, it's just a line out by Tanner Carlson. So the Chinooks have worked 2 outs here and can take the force at second, the force at third, or the out at first against Cody Huff here, who had the Chinooks number last time. Huff, the big day just a week ago on Monday, and the Chinooks went up to Matsu. Wednesday when the Chinooks went up to Matsu and had 2 home runs, including a grand slam. And he'll take strike 1, painting the bottom half of the strike zone, and then a 2-run bomb in that game, finished with 8 RBIs.
Had the game of his life that day.
He did, and first time the Chinooks had actually faced against him. Spiked in the dirt right off the plate, and J. Paul Fullerton wears it off the chest protector, keeps it in front, and Boulware can't advance. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Chinooks looking for a third here. Trying to keep the ball in the infield or working out at the 3 bases in front of home plate. 1-1 delivery. Off the end of the bat, shallow right field. It's going to fall in. Boulware's going to get an RBI, and Jess Davis will pick it up and get it in. So a 2-out RBI bloop single puts the Miners up 1-0. That'll go in the book as a RBI single for those scoring at home, but for those that were here, they're a little upset by it for the Chinooks. Tough chance. You do a good job for Cody Huff putting the ball in play, but man, sometimes those Texas Leaguers find holes in the outfield just when you do that. And the fastball missing away in the lefty-on-lefty matchup. First lefty-lefty matchup today. Aaron Walters, the first baseman.
Those are always tough for pitchers, too, because they did their job. He got weak contact, and usually that'll lead to an out, but sometimes it just falls in right behind the fielders.
Skies one into the air, and Daniel Freeman is going to be called off by Corbett, who reaches up and grabs the third out of the inning. One run comes in, though, on a RBI single to right field. Cody Huff plates Kobe Boulware, who had a single. And Corbett, the cleanup second baseman. Ethan English bats fifth as the designated hitter. Batting sixth, Hayden Keller, the right fielder. Daniel Freeman bats seventh as the first baseman. Trevor Cho, the 8-hole left fielder. And Dylan Gardner cleans up the lineup as a shortstop in the 9-hole. Chinooks a good job only to give up one run in that first inning, and it was a weak contact single by Cody Huff, just blooped over the head of Mason Corbett, bringing in Kobe Boulware, and that's where we're at currently. Barker, one walk given up in the inning, one run on 2 hits and a strikeout. So Pate Fullerton to lead us off. Georgia Arias, a 7th appearance here, 7th start on the season, 28 2/3 innings on the mound. Second most innings of any player. He's behind Abshir. And 28 hits given up, 16 runs, 14 walks to his 30 strikeouts, a 2.2 record with a 5.02 ERA. Fastball paints the bottom half of the strike zone for Georgia Arias to get ahead to Pate Fullerton. A 1 pitch is going to miss. It's going to be pulled back up by the catcher, Cody Huff, for strike 2. 0-2 count, no outs. And a big swing and a miss, 3 pitches. Pate Fullerton, tough spot there, had to go down swinging, chased a little low on the off speed, and it'll bring up Jess Davis. 1 strikeout for Georgia Arias, gets his 31st of the season. Has pitched against the Chinooks 3 times this season. All 3 times he started, but he got the 10-2 loss in his 3 2/3 innings that he pitched against the Chinooks game 1 of the season. Strike 1 paints the outside corner here to Jess Davis. University of Alabama at Birmingham. All-star here in the ABL. Big swing and a miss out in front. So no 2 count here, and Arias thrown 5 straight strikes. Payoff pitch. He's going to skip in the dirt. This season, Arias has not gone more than 6 innings. And that's just going to be fouled back and out of play. Defensive swing by Davis. A 1-2 count. He's trying to put something in play here and reach first. Chinooks down by a run, 1-0. 1-2 delivery. And it's taken away for ball 2. Good take by Davis as he watched one sail high and outside. Hits one hard to right field. It's going up. It's going to fall in, and it is just going to get over there. Davis going to head for third base. Will he be able to reach it? The throw is over, and Davis has a stand-up triple here as it hit right off the bottom of the wall on the Go Chinooks sign in right field. And there was no way that Justin Kirby was going to be able to get there. First hit for the Chinooks puts a guy on third base in Jess Davis.
I think it helped Jess Davis as well, even though he has speed, that ball landed that far out, because the warning track here is really sandy and kind of thick, and it takes a while for the fielder to get to the wall.
Well, Jess is in the running for the most triples, as that's his 4th. And his 2nd in 2 plate appearances against the Miners. His last 2 plate appearances, he's had a triple against the Miners.
I don't think he'll be complaining about those numbers anytime soon.
And it's the same spot. I mean, you just take that inside fastball and drive it to the right field wall and use your speed. Now, J. Paul Fullerton trying to put one in play. Takes a big hack there. It's an 0-2 count. You got to shorten up, put something in play with a runner at third base to tie this game 1 each. Cannot afford to strand the one-out triple. Catcher setting up away. Delivery. He's going to skip in the dirt. Cody Huff keeps a left shoulder on it, and it'll keep it in front of him. 1-2 count, 1 out. Chinooks trying to do everything they can to bring in Jess Davis here with 1 out in the bottom of the first down a run. Every run matters against the number 2 team in the ABL. And there's our double flyover here. Poked into left foul territory. Going over as the third baseman. He's going to make the play. The throw will be into Huff. And so the out made in foul territory and the foul fly out by J. Paul Fullerton. Just like that, 2 outs now. Chinooks in a tough spot. Out made by Tanner Carlson, the third baseman. Corbett up next. The Texas A&M Aggie. Few in this game today at this field. Big swing and a miss. A little late from Corbett as strike 1 is in there from Arias. Arias coming set here. An 0-1 count to deal with. Poked into left field, same spot. I'm not sure anyone's going to get there as this one falls right against the fence. 0-2 count here to Corbett, who will look to put something in play hard. Try and force some action against the Miners' defense. The score. Payoff pitch here to Corbett. And he'll poke it foul just to spoil it. Not sure if Mason Corbett's parents are still here. It was a joy meeting them up this past week and enjoyed seeing their boy Mason Corbett play here in Alaska. And that taken upstairs for ball 1. Tried to work in a changeup at the top of the zone, and it misses. Take you back through the beginning of this inning. Pate Fullerton struck out to lead things off. Jess Davis, the triple, has put him at third base, but a foul fly out by J. Paul Fullerton. And that's inside for ball 2 on the fastball. Has left Mason Corbett up trying to bring in this tying run of Jess Davis. 1 hit in the inning so far, 1 strikeout. Payoff pitch, 2-2 count to Mason Corbett. Curveball going to be called off the plate for strike 3. Corbett's pretty upset. And Tom Swoboda actually going to bark at him. And he's going to tell Mason Corbett that he's got to cut it out. As that's going to keep it a 1-0 ball game. Chinooks strand the 1-out triple of Jess Davis. We're moving to the top of the second inning. We'll be back in a moment. Well, the Chinooks unable to tie the ball game at 1 apiece, and they're down 1-0 as we go to the top of the second. Ball 1 is taken to the right-hander Sam Thompson. Not sure where that missed, as Chinooks just got rung up to end the bottom of the first on a pitch curveball well off the plate. And Mason Corbett had some words for Tom Swoboda behind the plate. He's usually pretty consistent. He missed that one. 1-1 count here, no outs as that pitch is fouled back from Thompson. It's the 7-8 night of Thompson, Palmer, and Martinez. Strike 2, 1-2 count advantage for Michael Barker. Ground ball right up to Dylan Gardner. He'll take the candy hop, throw to first for an easy 6-3 put out for out number 1 here in the second inning. Matt Palmer, the left fielder, up next. And Palmer coming out of Palmer, Alaska. Matt trying to poke one down that right field line. Is it going to stay fair? It will. Just fair on another blue pit down the right field line. Hayden Keller will get it in. And a double here for Matt Palmer with 1 out. That is Palmer's first double this season. And it falls 2 inches to the left of the line. And, I mean, got some good contact, but not hit hard.
It may have actually landed on the line. It was that close.
3 hits today have been just poked by the Miners, and they currently lead by a run, that being a double. Jess Davis has the hardest hit ball in this game on a triple to right field. Last inning, that fastball paints the corner here to Ricky Martinez.
You know, we've said it a lot, but sometimes in baseball, all you need is a little luck, and so far the luck is going the Miners' way today.
I guess it is. It is where the ball is falling. Hit off the end of the bat, shallow center field. Davis will come in and grab out number 2. Martinez, a soft swing out to center. Martinez had the base hit last time the Chinooks, 2 times ago the Chinooks played on July 1st against the Miners. It was a walk-off win in the 11th inning on a blue base hit up the middle. Martinez went first to third on a wild pitch, and then another wild pitch got him in for the winning run. Pitch missing low on the curveball here to Kobe Boulware. He's got a single up the middle. He was just able to squeak through. Pokes one down the right field line. Hit hard, but foul. 1-1 count, 2 outs here at Lee Jordan Field. Josh Salem with Wyatt Wewell, and the wind picking up more towards the right side. East wind blowing here in Alaska. Big lead for Palmer. Doesn't go. Fouled out of play. A 1-2 count advantage for Barker. He's trying to keep that runner at second and still leave this top of the second inning with a 1-0 deficit. Pickoff attempt. Barker will just step off. Dylan Gardner gave the daylight to try and get Matt Palmer on a spin move, and many pitchers aren't comfortable trying to spin around quickly when they see that. Big swing and a miss. Kobe Boulware down on strikes for the second strikeout today for Michael Barker. He ends the inning, strands the 1-out double of Matt Palmer. When we come back, Chinooks look to get it back as it's 1-0, 5-6-7 up with Ethan English to lead off in the bottom of the second. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Ethan English will step in to start off the Chinooks. He'd like to put up a solo home run here for the Chinooks and tie this ball game. He represented the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks in the home run derby this past weekend. And he will poke one in play on the foul side to the second baseman, who reaches up for out number one. One pitch, one out on the fly out from Ethan English to Kobe Bulware. Hayden Keller, right fielder, lefty on righty matchup. Well, something you don't want to see happen, and unfortunately it happens for English there, is to get jammed on the first pitch you see. Strike one paints the inner half from Arias, and he's been well around the zone with the fastball. The curveball has been the pitch that has been off. Did get one strikeout on a pitch well off the plate for the curveball, but that pitch missing way in for the fastball. 1-1 count here, one out in the bottom of the second inning. He's got two strikeouts so far in the game and one hit given up, a triple to Jess Davis. Hits one hard to right center field. That's going to be extra bases. Hayden Keller trying to do exactly what Jess Davis did. He's on his horse. He's going to hustle around to third base, and he's got a stand-up triple. Just like that, the Chinooks in the same spot as Jess Davis, and Daniel Freeman has to put a ball in play here.
I think I've seen more triples from the Chinooks than I have from any team ever this season.
Well, they've got 10 so far this season. And a number for you, the Miners have 1.
We promise triples aren't this common in baseball. It's just this team.
And hopefully the Chinooks can end the just this team part of not being able to get them in with less than 2 outs. Daniel Freeman will look for a pitch here from Arias. He can put in play. That one fouled back on the first pitch. Trevor Cho, left-hander, will trot over from the on-deck circle to grab it. Chinooks in the same spot, couldn't get him in the bottom of the first. They're trying to do it here in the second to tie the ball game 1 apiece. And Freeman looking for an RBI ground out, or any way he can get it. Hits one hard to left center field. It's going back. It's going way back. And it's going to get out of here. Daniel Freeman puts the Chinooks up on a 2-1 bomb as he gets his first home run of the season. It finally gets out, and he gets all of that one. He'll high-five John Grote, the head coach for the Chinooks, at third base. And he puts the Chinooks up 2-1 for the lead here against George Arias. Daniel Freeman taking the inside fastball, getting all of it, and driving it just to the left of the Lee Jordan Field scoreboard in left center field.
Daniel Freeman was in the home run derby as a replacement for Brandon Cody. And he didn't get one. He came in late, and it was raining, so it was wet as that one's fouled off. So the balls were a little heavier, and he didn't get one. But I think he's been waiting for that first home run since then. Been excited about getting up to hit.
So Freeman gets the 2-run blast, and the Chinooks first baseman has 18 RBIs this season. That pitch paints the corner. Strike 2 here to Trevor Cho. And Dylan Gardner, the 9-hole shortstop, waits on deck. Trying to keep the inning going as the Chinooks up 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3, third strikeout for George Arias today. Gets Cho on 3 pitches. Gardner coming up to the tune of Not Home Yet. Good song. If you haven't heard it, go look it up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. A 2-1 lead for the Chinooks. Big swing by Gardner. Was trying to add his first home run of the season as well. The Chinooks have a total of 11 bombs now. And Daniel Freeman becomes the 5th player on the team with a home run. Of course, the Chinooks unfortunately lost Brandon Cody, who had to go home on an injury. He left Sunday, and we miss him already. Curveball paints the outside there, a 1-2 count, 2 outs. But we miss, everything about him. Wyatt, you got to stay the first half of the summer with him. Hits one right up the middle. It's going to be tipped to the shortstop. Martinez picks it up, throwing the dirt, and he's just going to be out by a half step at first. Gardner running hard, hit one off the end of the bat, and tipped by Arias to the shortstop Martinez, who picks it up. But the Chinooks are ahead 2-1 on the 2-run blast to bring in Hayden Keller's triple on Daniel Freeman's 2-run home run, his first of the season. We'll be back in a moment. The Chinooks leading the Miners as we go to the top of the third. Eric Webb will lead us off here in the top of the third and take strike one from Barker. Struck out swinging for the first strikeout to Michael in the first inning, and the Chinooks have pulled 2 runs out in the bottom of the second on the home run for Daniel Freeman, his first of the season, and has put the Chinooks up by a run. What a beautiful day for baseball. You can finally see the mountains again in the outfield. Poked foul there as it ricochets behind the home plate umpire Tom Swoboda, and J. Paul Fullerton will stay put at home as Chris Beck, the pitching coach for the Chinooks and general manager pretty much for the Chinooks, will come out to grab it on the third baseline. 1-2 pitch, couple of shakes from Barker. He gets it, and the delivery. Just going to poke it foul on the right side.
Currently 71 degrees and sunny here. We've got a few clouds in the sky, but they're much higher than they were last week.
Ground ball to the shortstop Gardner. He backhands. The throw to first. Will it be in time? No. Eric Webb shows off the speed, and he's going to safely get there. Tough break for the Chinooks on the 4th hit for the Miners. You know, we really haven't seen a hard hit base hit yet for the Miners. They've gotten 4 today, but what they do well is they put the ball in play. Justin Kirby, who walked in the first, is up next. Let's see if Eric Webb tries to take a bag. He's taken a few of them this season with 10. Popped up and tailing away on the right side. Keller tailing with it. He's underneath it. Will make the grab for out number 1. F9 for those writing it down at home, and Tanner Carlson, the third baseman who lined out to center for out number 2 in the first inning, is up next. Carlson, a .211 hitter, 15 hits this season in 72 at-bats. 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs. That was the Chinooks' 11th home run, as mentioned earlier, and the Miners have 12. Fastball paints the corner. 0-1 count here, 1 out to Tanner Carlson. Of those 12 home runs, Justin Kirby has 5 of them, and he just flew out to right field. 1 for Palmer, 1 for Notaro, 2 for Huff, and 3 for Webb, and both of the 2 for Huff came against the Chinooks in the last matchup. 0-1 count, 1 out here on the pickoff attempt. Eric Webb safely back in. He is 10 for 13 this season in stolen base attempts. Not going, and inside fastball chipped foul towards the bullpen third base line. Brace will kick up the dust, sand in the bullpen as he tries to body up the ball. 0-2 count, way ahead for Barker. He's looking for a ground ball double play, keep the lead for the Chinooks, and send them to the bottom of the third so they can add to it. Up only a run. Webb a few steps off first base. Barker the delivery, fastball sails outside and high for ball one.
I think that may have been a planned pitch out. I think they expect Webb to run here.
If anything, they were for sure trying to just go high. Maybe draw a swing out of Tanner Carlson. Likely not going to beat you with the long ball. That one even further out, though, and that one probably was the pitch out.
Definitely a planned pitch out.
That was the pitch out. A 2-2 count here, and Michael Barker going to try to pick up a big out here against Tanner Carlson, with Eric Webb standing at first base on the infield single. Instead, the count works full, one out. See if Eric Webb tries to get on the move. You know, he doesn't get a big lead for a guy, but he's stolen 10 bases, the most on his team, just because he gets a good jump. Webb not going, poked foul. Carlson able to spoil the pitch. He was a little out in front, just gets a piece of wood on it. So Cody Huff comes over to grab it. Had the RBI poke single to right field. Three-two count. Runner not going. Inside fastball strikes him out. Carlson tried to get ahead of it, and instead it comes as the strikeout in the inning, and Patty McCormick comes out to give the home plate umpire Tom Swoboda some more baseballs. So Huff going to have to take off the catcher's gear. Second highest average on the team, 276. And he is one of three catchers on the team coming out of Horizon High School in Scottsdale. Has not played in college yet. And yet he is still one of the best hitters on the team for the Miners. That's pretty exciting for those scouts who got to see him. Strike one that paints the outside corner. Believe the word is that Huff recently committed to Stanford University. Pick off by Barker. Freeman no tag to Webb, standing up on the base. Chinooks after this All-Star break trying to turn their season around and pick up some big wins. Webb goes, and that's going to be poked up and out of play. And I think the bat came around and hit J. Paul Fullerton afterwards. But it'll keep it an 0-2 count here, 2 outs. Tom Swoboda checking on him. And Fullerton nodding back to the dugout that he's okay. Saw the runner go, stood up, and I think the bat on the backlash hit him right in the temple. We'll keep you updated on that. He looks to be fine. Webb goes again. The throw down to second. If it's in time, he's out by a mile, and he is. Eric Webb will not be making it to second base this time. He'll be caught for the 4th time this season. Great throw by J. Paul Fullerton to end this inning. Cody Huff going to have to wait his turn for the 4th inning. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1 lead. Chinooks up by 1. Top of the order back around for the third inning of play. It's the bottom of the third. Chinooks up 2-1. Daniel Freeman, the 2-run bomb last inning. And that taken for strike one as Cody Huff will suction cup it up at the bottom half of the strike zone. And that one poked away. 0-2 count here against Fullerton. Struck out swinging in the first for out number one. Had a tough sequence of pitches, though, that he had to deal with. Tough few calls by the home plate umpire. 0-2 count delivery here, and that's going to bounce in front of Cody Huff, who just blocks it with his right shoulder this time, and ball one of the at-bat to Pate Fullerton. Both Fullerton brothers coming out of Searcy, Arkansas, playing at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, as the Blazers will pick up Pate for his first appearance with the Blazers next season. Ground ball hit hard up the middle. It's Ricky Martinez. Gloves it. Throw to first. It's going to be wide, and he's going to be safe at first base, as Fullerton a little banged up at first.
He took a tumble.
He did, but he was safely there, and a good job on the call. Stacy Dunbar on it. It was a little wide. It was going to be a bang-bang play all the same. And that goes as a base hit for Pate Fullerton.
Cool Brian's going to jog over, but it looks like Pate has worked it out.
Yeah, the trainer, Cole Bryan, out to have a conversation with Pate Fullerton. He's got a very, very small limp, and it looked like he hit the bag trying to avoid the tag. Realized the throw was going to be wide. Ricky Martinez threw it wide. It was hit slowly up the middle, but the first baseman, Aaron Walters, came off. Couldn't make the tag, and so Cool Bryan still making the trek over back to the third base dugout as Jess Davis comes up next. And Davis, the triple, one of two triples in the first two innings for the Chinooks, him and Hayden Keller. And he got to third base, with less than one out. Chinooks couldn't get him in. They're trying to get Pate Fullerton in here. Big opening between first and second. If Davis can pull one. Bunt shown, skipped in the dirt, and the throw is down to first base. Walters comes off the bag. Huff a nice and easy throw over to first. Tried to rush it a little bit, but didn't really have much power behind it as it's caught by Walters, and a good job to just take it.
He looked like a quarterback trying to throw off of his back foot running out of the pocket there. I don't know why he needed to throw down to first.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting Pate Fullerton just a few steps off the bag. Bunt shown there, skipped away and inside as Huff is able to corral it. Carlson coming in from third base, awaiting the bunt. If Jess Davis gets it anywhere past George Arias, there's no way they're getting him. Pate Fullerton still at first. They're trying to move him over as an insurance runner to second. It's 4 straight lefties to face Arias here. Pick off to first, safely in is Pate Fullerton, and Walters makes sure to hold the tag as he tries to stand up. 2-0 delivery here to Jess Davis. They may give him the swing away sign. He'll take ball 3 low anyways, and J. Paul Fullerton comes up on deck, but he's going to have to wait for one more pitch here. Jess Davis looking to put runners on first and second. And 4-pitch walk by George Arias, his first walk of the day. Runners will advance to first and second for J. Paul Fullerton. Foul fly out to Carlson at third base in the first. And if I'm J. Paul Fullerton, I'm sitting back on this fastball I'm about to get on the inside corner. Just try and mash one to the outfield. J. Paul Fullerton this season, the 6th best average on the team, 245 hitter, 23 hits in 95 at-bats. And instead, he doesn't swing at it. I was right on the inside fastball, but he takes all the way on the inside fastball from Arias. Got to move up the guys to the next two bases. Pitch missing low, and Huff again tries to move it up, but instead it comes as ball one. Arias coming set, and Fullerton a few steps off second. Curveball falls in low as it skips off the turf into the mitt of Huff. On deck, Mason Corbett went down looking, in the first off of a very backdoor, almost the doggy door curveball that got him. And that one capped foul, a little bit out in front of Fullerton. 2-2 count he'll have to deal with runners on first and second. Davis the walk, and Fullerton, his brother, the single on the infield. Wind picking up, it's blowing out to dead away center. Can you connect with a pitch, drive it to right field? Inside move by Arias. Fullerton at second, not phased by it, will stand up safely on the base. Arias coming out of Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. And that's just going to get a piece of it. And it'll keep it a 2-2 count. Well, J. Paul Fullerton does a great job of just fouling off pitches. In his first at bat, he couldn't just quite get a foul ball out of the park. It was caught in foul territory by Carlson, but he's a tough guy to get out for sure, and he'll try and hit something hard in play from Arias here. 2-2 delivery. And he'll swing through it. It'll be a strikeout for Fullerton as he's down on strikes for the first time today. Fourth strikeout for the Chinooks hitting today against Arias. Corbett looks to connect here. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Arias coming set, might try and go inside fastball again. Huff sets up inside, tried to go inside fastball. Ball one misses low. One 1-0 pitch. Popped it up into left field. There's just one out, and Pate Fullerton doesn't know that, and he's going to be doubled up at second. Chinooks run themselves off the bases as Pate thought there were two. He went around to third and gets doubled up on the out caught by the left fielder, Matt Palmer. Throws it into Kobe Boulware for a double play. The Chinooks, tough break for them as we go to the top of the fourth inning, a 2-1 lead for the Chinooks. Cody Huff will lead off the top of the fourth inning. Chinooks up 2-1, but run themselves off the bases. Fortunately, Pate Fullerton thought there were 2 outs, and fly ball to left field was doubled up. Matt Palmer throwing it into Bullware. Pitch off the plate. 2-0 count here for Michael Barker in the fourth inning. Huff, Walters, Thompson, 3 batters up for their second time round. Barker's going to throw one right down the middle here against Huff, and it'll be strike 1. Just going to get a piece of it as it ricochets to the backstop. And that's going to send the pitching coach, Troy Hervey, over for the Chinooks. He will give us a point at the camera. Payoff pitch. Fastball sails wide. It'll be a full count, no outs in the top of the fourth. First double play turned in the game, and ground ball hit to the left side. Past the diving glove, and Dylan Gardner gets a hand on it. But that goes as a base hit for Cody Huff. He's 2 for 2 today. Again, 2 balls just placed well. I mean, not hit hard, just placed well. That's the 5th hit for the Miners today. And Miners hit ball after ball hard last time the Chinooks matched up with them. Extra bases, won 15-1, but Chinooks actually broke up the shutout in the last inning with 2 outs. Jess Davis a triple. That's strike 1. Paints the corner here. Aaron Walters flew out to second base to end the first. He's up next. And the off-speed doesn't catch the corner. Walters coming out of Texas A&M University, a sophomore there in Kerrville, Texas. One of 2 guys on the team from Texas. Fouled back. Colby Bullware is from Texas as well, out of Southlake. So 1-2 count here. Looking for a double play. Corbett and Gardner in double play depth at second base. Curveball missing the inside corner. So Barker going to have to bring it in a half inch. Barker quickly working, and he'll work a fastball inside as it's fouled back. Chinooks trying to keep and maintain this lead 2-1 as they are in the fourth inning. Curveball misses high. Going to work it full. I imagine Barker's going to try and work a fastball into Walters here. On deck, Sam Thompson, the ground out to short. Opened up the second. Fouled out of play down the third base line. Cody Huff, 1 stolen base this season. Tried to take off for second there. He'll have to retreat. Barker trying to work in a big strike here. Willie, it's fouled way out of play on the right side of the field. Walters, 19 hits, a .226 average. 85 at-bats this season, 15 RBIs, 10 walks, 18 strikeouts. He'll poke one foul again. 4 straight pitches, 4 straight foul balls. A 3-2 count will ensue as McCormick brings out some new baseballs for Tom Swoboda.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
Well, this is a big pitch. You cannot afford to walk a guy. Put runners on first and second. The 3-2 delivery. Curveball chopped to first base. It goes right underneath the glove. Mason Corbett fields and will hold it, as that's going to be a base hit. Tough play for Daniel Freeman. And so that will make it first and second. as it'll keep it 2-1, but Sam Thompson comes up next. So back-to-back base hits here. Walters, a miss-hit base hit, gets underneath the glove of first baseman for the Chinooks, Daniel Freeman, puts runners on first and second. 6 hits for the Miners through 4 innings, 4 for the Chinooks here in the top of the 4th.
And again, weak contact. There's not a lot you can do about that. It's just placed in the right spot.
Yeah, and that had to be perfectly placed if Daniel Freeman, the 6'5", left-handed first baseman, isn't going to make that grab. Bunt shown. It's bunted down the third base line, trying to let it go foul, and it will, as picked up by Michael Barker. Looked to be a pretty good bunt by the right-handed Sam Thompson, but he's going to have to work back from an 0-2 count with runners on first and second, likely take the bunt off here.
Not often do you see somebody square up to bunt on an 0-2 count, but it does happen. Of course, if the bunt goes foul, it will be strike 3.
Thompson, a 190 hitter, 11 hits in 59 appearances. Oh, 2 payoff pitch. Misses low. It'll be ball 1. Barker looking for his lone strikeout in the 4th, as he has 1 in every inning. It's going to bounce right into the mitt of J. Paul Fullerton. 2s across the board, no outs. Top of the 4th, 2-1 lead for the Chinooks over the Miners. Looking for a big double play. See if Sam Thompson can pull one to Pate Fullerton, begin a potential triple play. Misses low, and all the way from 0-2 to a full count here for Michael Barker. This is the biggest pitch of the game right here. Pitch to Thompson. Poked foul. And so now this is the biggest pitch of the game. All joking aside, though, a big one here. Cannot afford to load the bases. Only up a run with Matt Palmer up next. He had a bloop double down the right field line. Was stranded in the 2nd. Barker coming set. Payoff pitch, the 3-2 delivery. Skipped in the dirt, ball 4. All the way from 0-2 to a walk. The second walk issued by Barker today will load them up. So the corners will shoot for the middle infield, trying to figure out what they're going to do, and they're going to come in as well. We'll pause for a moment. Pitching coach Chris Beck out for a conversation with Barker and company. Well, we are back, meeting adjourned, and the first pitch here to Palmer is strike 1, lower 3rd. Chinooks trying to keep the 1-run lead. Need a little help from the defense to do so. A walk and 2 miss-hit, base-hit singles on the infield in the inning. This pitch is a wild pitch all the way to the backstop. Will tie the game at 2 apiece. Barker spiking one right behind home plate Goes through the legs of J. Paul Fullerton. It's a 2-2 ball game, and just like that, takes the double play out of order. Cody Huff coming in for the first time today, had the RBI single in the first. 1-1 pitch here to Palmer. Poked foul. Barker coming set. Look in, and the pitch, strike 3. Will get him as Palmer chases away. Out number 1 in the 4th inning. Brings up the 9-hole Ricky Martinez. Flew out to center field for out number 2 in the 2nd. Pitch here misses away and upstairs, ball 1. Infield still in as Pate Fullerton's even with the bag at third. Strike 1, a 1-1 count. Chinooks have surrendered the lead to a tie as that one's poked foul. 1-2 count, but they are trying to end this inning with it still 2-2 going to the bottom of the 4th and regain the lead. Barker coming set. Right-hander will poke on it. Broken bat on the infield. And it's to Daniel Freeman, who'll reach up and grab it. Pate Fullerton comes over to retrieve the bat, but out number 2 with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Ricky Martinez, the flyout, brings up Bullware. Single in the 1st, through the middle, and a strikeout swinging in the 2nd. Chinooks still have a chance to get out of it. That's the first real broken bat that has just come apart in 2 places that we've seen here at Lee Jordan.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of them just split, but stay together.
Poked foul by the right-handed hitting second baseman Bullware for the Miners. 4 strikeouts, 1 in each inning for Barker. A wild pitch gave up a run in this one, but he's gotten 2 outs since having the bases loaded. Strikeout and a fly out to Daniel Freeman a moment ago. Needing 1 more out or 2 more strikes here against Bullware to strand 2 runners. J. Paul Fullerton trying to be a wall, moving to the bottom of the 4th with the lead. Can the Chinooks do it? The payoff pitch. Poked into right field. Hayden Keller is on it. And a good job by Barker and the defense avoiding what could have been the lead. It's just a tie ball game. 2-2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-run gain by the Miners on 2 hits, a walk, a strikeout, and a wild pitch. First pitch here is driven to left center field. It's going to be a base hit for Ethan English. He's hustling to second base. And the Chinooks, with their 4th extra base hit of the 5 hits today. And Ethan English, the big double to lead us off here in the bottom of the 4th. A tie ball game, 2-2. First hit for Ethan English in the game, flew out on the first pitch back in the 2nd. And now Hayden Keller and Daniel Freeman, the next 2 batters up, both have a triple and a home run today, as Keller had the triple with 1 out in the 2nd, came in to score. Daniel Freeman, the 2-run blast. Fastball misses high from Arias, and a 1-0 count advantage for Keller. Chinooks trying to retake the lead as they gave up a run in the top of the 4th. Arias coming set. Look for Keller to try and pull. Works an inside curveball, and it misses too far in. 2-0. Looking for a fastball here from Arias. Delivery. It will be right down the middle. Keller taking 2-1 count. Keller coming out of Mendocino College, one of 2 players for the Chinooks, Joe Brazil as well. A 2-1 delivery. Big swing and a miss. Pitch was off the plate and low. Would have been ball 3. Instead, it works it tied at 2-2. Chinooks have now hit the cycle today with as a team in hits. And that'll catch Hayden Keller swinging for out number 1 in the inning as he chases away. Good changeup from Arias. Brings up Daniel Freeman, the 2-run bomb to left center in his last at-bat.
Daniel Freeman's in search of a new walk-up song, so it sounds like Jackson has picked Jesse's Girl for him today. Don't know how he feels about that one.
Curveball misses inside. Trevor Cho on deck. Strikeout swinging in the 2nd. Daniel Freeman looking for a base hit. Bring in Ethan English, who doubled to lead off the inning. First inside fastball he saw. Fastball misses wide. It'll work the count 2-0. English got so out in front of it, it was hammered to left center field. I feel like every ball today, apart from Pete Fullerton's infield single, has been just crushed by the Chinooks. But every hit for the Miners has just been tapped. And they've got 6 of them. Haven't seen a hard one yet. Check swing, misses low. A 3-0 count here to Daniel Freeman. Cho would be up next if it's a 4-pitch walk here to Daniel Freeman. Some guys doing bands in the Miners bullpen. No one covering. And the inside pitch, a 4-pitch walk to Daniel Freeman. So Trevor Cho will come up next. Tried to bunt in his first at-bat. We'll pause for a moment, pitching coach out for a conversation with Arias. Well, Trevor Cho, the left fielder for the Chinooks, will try and get a guy in as Ethan English doubled to lead off the inning. Daniel Freeman, the 4-pitch walk there, and George Arias looking for probably an inside fastball here to the left-hander of Trevor Cho. Huff is set up on the inside corner, and it's poked out of play on the left side. For every lefty that has come up, George Arias has started an at-bat against them almost every time with a fastball inner half. If you're on it, you can drive one down that right field line, bring in a few guys. Trevor Cho trying to put something in play here. Double play is in order. A 1 count, 1 out, a 2-2 ball game. Bunt shown, pulled back, and English standing up to second. Cody Huff looked at him, and English said, nope, not planning on getting back picked today. Getting a little bit darker here as opposed to the clear skies we saw earlier. It's crazy. It gets dark in Alaska, Wyatt. 1-1 count, 1 out. Ball will get to the backstop on a wild pitch from Arias, as that sends Huff back to grab it. A 2-1 count, 1 out for Trevor Cho as both runners move up, and you can take away the double play there.
That's exactly what the Chinooks were looking for.
Yeah, that was a big take by Trevor Cho. We saw Keller 2 at-bats before, chased 2 pitches well off the plate after tripling in his first at-bat. 1 of 2 triples today, Jess Davis and Keller, but a tough at-bat for him there. And now Trevor Cho will look for a ground ball to the middle infield, bring in a run. He'll instead take ball 3 wide. Dylan Gardner on deck. Love to have an opportunity with the bases loaded, try and drive one deep. Regardless, Chinooks trying to retake the lead here. 3-1 pitch from Arias. Inside, ball 4. Arias with back-to-back walks will load him up.
There's still nobody in the Miners bullpen. There's a few guys doing band work. Looks like somebody's going to start getting loose now.
Yeah, it's going to be a left-hander to warm up. We'll let you know when we find out who that is. We believe it's number 32, Nolan Monahan, out of Austin Peay State. Ball 1 taken up and away here with 1 out by Dylan Gardner. A 1-6-3 ground out in the second inning was tipped by the glove of Arias. Gardner with some power, and he'd love to bring in a few RBIs for himself. In the dirt, taking ball 2 by Dylan Gardner. It's been back-to-back walks of Freeman and Cho, and we have yet to see the left-hander get on the mound just yet to warm up. He just now, as I said that, walked up there. He has yet to throw a pitch, however, to his catcher. And that one fouled back. A 2-1 delivery here from Dylan Gardner. 1 out sends the speedy Pate Fullerton from the on-deck circle over to grab it. And all the way back as well.
Seems to be running fine on that ankle after he tweaked it a little bit on first base in the second inning.
Dylan Gardner just trying to stay out of a double play here. 2-1 delivery. Off the plate, ball 3. George Arias does not want to walk in a run here, but the Chinooks will take it to take the lead. Gardner a very tough out, and he'll try and hit something hard here. Walters well off first base. Delivery. It's going to be called for strike 2. Lower third of the strike zone. English at third, Freeman at second, Cho at first, a double, 2 walks. 3-2 payoff pitch. Way inside, ball 4. Arias will walk in the go-ahead run for the Chinooks in the bottom of the 4th as English comes in to score. 3rd walk in the inning, 3rd walk in a row. One out here in the inning. Huff out for a conversation with Arias. Left-hander still warming. We haven't seen Manahan this season for the Chinooks. But the head coach will come out for the Miners is likely the day for George Arias. The head coach, Tyler LeBrun. Haven't seen the change just yet, and there it is. Stacy Dunbar calls for the left-hander to come in. George Arias done. We'll be back in a moment. It's 3-2. Pate Fullerton will be up as we go to the bottom, still in the bottom of the fourth inning. Well, the Chinooks have just drawn the walk with Dylan Gardner, the RBI walk, to bring in Ethan English for the 3-2 advantage here in the fourth. A lot of game left to play. Pretty slow game so far for only 5 runs in it. We are now at 8:23, and it's been an hour and 23 minutes into the ballgame. Left-hander comes in. It's Nolan Monahan coming out of Austin Peay State, his junior year, Wasilla, Alaska. Almost said Arkansas there. So Alaska native. He'll face the lefty-on-lefty matchup of Pate Fullerton. The bases are still loaded. First pitch is going to be called for strike one, a little bit off the plate.
Cody Huff has a frame move that he kind of just whips his wrist out there and grabs that ball and brings it back in quick as lightning. Gets a lot of outside pitches called.
Tried to work him outside there, and this one, the off-speed falling low. 1-1 count, 1 out. Daniel Freeman at third. Chinooks lead 3-2. Trevor Cho at second, and Dylan Gardner at first. All 3 reached via the walk. 1-1 pitch here from Monahan. Spike to the backstop. And that's going to be a wild pitch. Second in the inning. Chinooks take a 2-run lead as Dylan Gardner moves to second, Cho to third, and Daniel Freeman comes in on the wild pitch. Freeman's second run scored today. Freeman has scored 15 runs now, and the infield going to be brought in for the Miners as Pate Fullerton has a 2-1 count against him, 1 out, trying to poke one to the outfield. Cho at third, and the delivery. Paints the corner, 2-2 count. On deck, Jess Davis, a triple and a walk today. He paid Fullerton the single back in the third. Just an inning ago. Bottom of the fourth is where we're at. Chinooks taking a 2-run lead, 4-2. Trying to bring in a few more guys. And poked on the left side. Is it going to stay in? Going over in foul territory is Carlson, and he'll make the grab. Foul fly out for Fullerton, and both brothers have done that today with runners in scoring position less than 2 outs. Right to the same spot. Jess Davis up next. Well, you want to get at least one more with 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs.
Another Jess Davis triple would be ideal here.
Oh, why stop there? Just get a in-the-park home run for the guy. He'll take one well off the plate, ball 1. With Monahan's arm side run as a left-hander, he's trying to work it outside, have the tail come back in, just nip the corner. He's 1 for 2 with it. High fastball, ball 2, a 2-0 count, 2 outs to Jess Davis. On deck, J. Paul Fullerton. Foul fly out, strikeout swinging in the third. No one at first, runners at second and third, Gardner at second and Cho at third. When picking up to right center field, the 2-0 delivery advantage for Davis. He'll chop one to second. It's to Bulware, throws the first a little off, but good job by Walters to stay on it. And Chinooks will strand 2, but they get 2 runs. It's 4-2. 3 walks and a double in the inning. English and Freeman come in to score. They'll try and keep it clean in the top of the 5th inning, over nearing the halfway mark of this game. Chinooks send the defense back out behind Michael Barker.
So Eric Webb will step in to face Michael Barker here in the top of the 5th inning as he fouls off the first pitch. Chinooks had a good inning in the bottom, taking 2 runs and taking the lead at now 4-2 as that pitch is called just offside the plate of ball.
So Eric Webb, the 1-1 count here, no outs. Delivery from Barker, poked foul again. He's done a great job against Eric Webb. Webb, the miss hit, base hit in his last at bat on the infield. 6 hits for the Miners and 5 for the Chinooks. They lead by 2 runs, though. It's 4-2. Pokes one up in foul territory, Paid Fullerton calling for it. He's on it and will make the grab, a step in foul territory. So Webb will fly out here to lead off the 5th. Brings up Justin Kirby. Kobe Bulware had flown out in the 4th to right field for out number 3, and Only one run was given up. Had runners in scoring position. Miners couldn't get them in. Ball one upstairs and off the plate to Justin Kirby. A walk and a fly out to right field today. 2-0 count to start it off to Kirby here. Tanner Carlson on deck, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a line out to center. Chinooks looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning here in the top of the fifth and add to their 2-run lead. Popped it up on the 2-0 delivery. Mason Corbett's underneath at the second baseman for the Chinooks and will grab it. 2 flyouts brings up Tanner Carlson. Well, the difference in today and last week on Wednesday when the Miners had the 15-1 win over the Chinooks. Words are hard, Wyatt. The difference in that is everything that they were swinging at last time, they were hitting. I mean, they were hitting it hard. The 6 hits that they have today have been weak hits. They've scored 2 runs off of it and put the ball in play, but they have not been able to grow counts in their favor. Michael Barker's done a great job for the Chinooks getting ahead in counts. He's given up a few walks, but all the same has gotten ahead in counts even against the best hitters like Eric Webb. A little dink single, big swing there from Carlson. He's down in the count 1-2. Chinooks 1 strike away from getting out of the 5th inning with no harm and keeping the goose egg in the 5th. Making it a perfect inning. Barker a shake. The 1-2 delivery. Curveball bloops in high, and so a strikeout and a line out here for Carlson. He's worked a 2-2 count in the second inning. With 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And the delivery. Pokes one into right field, and that one hit well off of the end of the bat. Carlson looks like he wants to advance to third. He might have a triple. The throw is going to be from Mason Corbett. Little wide, but the 3rd triple in the ball game today.
Carlson slowed down halfway to third base, and I think his coach had to tell him to keep going because that play was a lot closer than he thought it was going to be.
Cody Huff today as he comes into the right-hander's batter's box. 2 for 2. An RBI single in the first and a single on the infield in the 4th. Has not hit either ball hard yet, but he's been a threat for sure for the Miners. Has really had the Chinooks number these last 2 games. Can they get him out here and strand the 2-out triple of Tanner Carlson? Ground ball to short. Gardner takes the hop. The throw to first on the money. So Huff retired for the first time today. Frustratingly, he will clap his hands as Carlson will be stranded. It's 4-2. Chinooks avoid the 2-out triple from Carlson. We go to the bottom of the 5th, over the halfway mark of the hump in this ball game. Chinooks try to add to their 2-run lead. Well, the Chinooks are have been out hit by the Miners 7-5, but we're in the bottom of the fifth, and they lead by 2 runs, 4-2. That's the game of baseball for you. Chinooks looking to add with J. Paul Fullerton, Mason Corbett, and Ethan English, the 3 batters to face the left-hander Nolan Monahan. Strike 1 paints the corner. Huff catches it wide of his body, and
There's that move again.
well, you said it was lightning fast, Wyatt, but that's that was even pretty. That was really slow, to say the least. He caught that one way outside of his reach, and he brought it back in, called for a strike. 1-1 count, no outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Fullerton 0 for 2 today. Monahan coming set, delivery. And he'll work the off speed at the top of the zone for strike 2. 1-2 count here to Fullerton. Monahan has looked really comfortable. He's got the payoff pitch here. Skipped in the dirt to Fullerton, and Fullerton swung. There's a chance he would have hit it right off the ground. If you've never seen someone do that, go look it up on YouTube. It's actually pretty interesting. Many times it results in the favor of the batter. 2-2 count, no outs. The delivery here to Fullerton. He'll poke one up in the air. Shallow center field going all the way in. A long run will make the grab. Good job by Eric Webb for out number 1. And Fullerton retired for the 3rd time today. Brings up Mason Corbett, a strikeout, and a fly out to left field that turned into a double play back in the 3rd. Corbett, the highest average on the team, 295. Still looking for the hit today. He's got 23 hits this season. Big swing there and a little out in front. 0-1 count. One out, bottom of the 5th. Corbett trying to reach for the first time today. He'll chop one up the middle. Kobe Boulware fields it, throwing in. Will throw it wide of the base, and Mason Corbett will come into second. Boulware, all the time in the world on it, and short-armed it to first base. He came in, fielded it on the run, threw it across his body wide of Walters, and that'll put Mason Corbett on with an E4. Turns into a 2-base error, and Ethan English up next. Had the double and scored the go-ahead run just an inning ago. Man, Carlson could have probably flipped it underhanded over to first base. With time, it was hit well by Corbett, just chopped right at him. So English will call time, step out. First righty on lefty matchup here for English and the left-hander of Nolan Monahan. Corbett out at second. Monahan coming set. We'll check him once. Nobody covering. And that one fouled back into the mask. Was that the home plate umpire, Stacey Dunbar?
I believe it hit the forehead of the catcher.
Of Cody Huff? Okay.
Cody Huff.
Couldn't tell from where we were at, but it was fouled back into a face mask. 0-1 count. Inside strike number 2 by Monahan. So English will have to battle here. 2-run advantage for the Chinooks. The first error on the day is granted to the Miners. Second baseman. And this one poked down the right field line will tail way foul. Ethan English participated in the home run derby for the Chinooks. He has got the most on the team with 4. This one missing inside. Ball one of the at-bat between Monahan and English. I believe English had 3 home runs
He
this
did.
home run derby.
I think the most impressive performance was from the closer for the Pilots,
Hunter Rigsby.
Hunter Rigsby, who put up 11, and he was just muscling balls out of the park.
That one chopped off the plate. Right-hander is warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks.
That'll be Corbin Barker.
Yeah, brother for brother here, and we'll see if Michael tries to come out for the 6th. 4 full innings left to play defensively for the Chinooks. They're trying to maintain this 2-run lead or add to it here with a runner at second base. Runner's going to go. It's going to be up high. The throw is wide, and Mason Corbett, a great jump, moves over to third base with 1 out here. Ethan English will try and bring him in. That is Mason Corbett's 4th stolen base of the season. He's 4 for 5 in attempts. Brings the infield in. English will try and drive one to the outfield here for the speedy Corbett to come in. Hit or sac fly go in the favor of the Chinooks. Instead, it'll be a strikeout swinging on the inside curveball from Monahan.
We see again there from Mason Corbett on the stolen base that the pitchers up here, some of them are having trouble varying their looks. And Mason Corbett didn't only get a good jump, but he left a few steps before the pitcher delivered to the plate because he knew that he was done checking him. There was a pattern he figured out. And that's something that a lot of these pitchers are trying to work on up here.
Strike 1, the lefty-on-lefty matchup for Hayden Keller and Monahan. Unfortunately, Ethan English can't connect on the curveball. He's 1 for 3 today and has his first strikeout today. He leads the league with strikeouts and 42. Poke down the left field line, and it's going to tail out of play. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Keller will have to battle here, a strikeout and a triple today. Monahan coming set. The pitch to Keller. It's going to get away. Mason Corbett will come in on the pass ball from Cody Huff. And that'll make it a 5-2 ball game as Corbett scores for the first time today. In fact, the 4, 5, 6, 7 have produced all of the runs today.
And once again, that is aggressive base running from the Chinooks that pays off in a big way here. Without that stolen base, he does not score.
And the off-speed misses high to Keller, a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Chinooks scored 2 in the 2nd. It was a 2-run blast by Daniel Freeman, plating Hayden Keller with his triple. And then 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Chop to the right side. Is Hayden Keller going to beat the pitcher? And he's just going to be out as Monahan steps on first base but gives up a run. The ground out from Keller. Walters picked it up, flipped it just in time to the pitcher. Corbin Barker comes in for his brother. We'll be back in a moment. Chinooks lead by 3. Well, Corbin Barker is in for the first time for the bullpen change of the Chinooks, and he comes in for Michael, and that pitch somewhere missing the top of the zone for ball one to the left-hander Walters, the first baseman who's 1 for 2 today. And that pitch is strike one, a little bit lower. You could tell on Barker's face he couldn't believe it. Michael's day, though, he gave up 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 hits, and 4 strikeouts in his favor. And that pitch, a big swing and a miss for Walters. He's down in the count 1-2. Chinooks picked up a 5th run on a 2-base error by the second baseman, a stolen base by Mason Corbett, and then he came in, that pitch missing wide in the right-hander's batter's box for ball 2. But Corbett coming in to score on a pass ball as well. Big swing and a miss, strike 3. First batter is Aaron Walters, and he goes down swinging to open up the 6th inning against Corbin Barker. Corbin will be a freshman at UC Irvine next year, and he is the youngest player on the team for the Chinooks. Youngest grade-wise as well, just graduated high school in May. Right-hander Sam Thompson, a walk and a ground out to short. He'll swing over the first pitch for strike 1. Barker coming in, 7.36 ERA, 0-2 record, 1 save this season. 7 walks to his 17 strikeouts now. Big swing on the fastball, strike 2. 10th appearance, did start 1 game. 18 and a third innings on the mound, 26 hits, 19 runs. Chopper right back to him. He'll reach up and flip it underhand in time for out number 2. Brings up Matt Palmer, a strikeout swinging in the 4th, and a double down the right field line in the 2nd. Barker has only given up 15 of 19 earned runs, but his strikeouts are where he has done. His strikeouts are where he's done so well this season with the 16. And the first pitch here to Palmer misses inside, ball 1. Matt Palmer, the Waldorf University senior, swings through an outside pitch coming out of Palmer, Alaska. It's always nice to have your last name in the same city where you live, Palmer. So Matt coming out of Palmer, and he's been a pretty good asset in the outfield for a ground ball, third base, foul ball, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Been a pretty good asset for the Miners this season.
I guess that probably depends on the city you live in, too.
I think you're right. What, are you saying if your last name was like St. Louis or Chicago, it might be a little different? 1-2 delivery. Big swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Corbin Barker, and he relieves his brother with 3 straight outs to get the 6, 7, 8. Ricky Martinez will wait his turn for the 7th. Chinooks look to add 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, the next young man up is going to be Daniel Freeman as Trevor Cho waits on deck. Chinooks lead 5-2. In the bottom of the 6th inning we go, trying to add to their lead. Freeman today, the home run in the 2nd for his first of the season and a walk. He's scored 2 times today. Inside pitch misses low as it tails towards the lower 3rd. Outside, ball 1. And that one chopped off the front foot of Daniel Freeman. 1-1 count, no outs in the bottom of the 6th. Corbin Barker came in top half of this inning, and got 3 straight outs, 2 strikeouts against the 6 and 8 hitters. Curveball falls upstairs, a 2-1 count to Daniel Freeman. Freeman trying to reach a 3rd time. He's a 193 hitter, but has seen his average jump a little more. Has had a extra base hit in every category now. Skies one to right center field. Coming over is the right fielder. Looks to be underneath it. Will reach up, make the grab for out number 1, Justin Kirby. First time Freeman has been retired today. Trevor Cho, a walk in the 4th. And a strikeout in the 2nd. Dylan Gardner awaiting on deck. The RBI walk in the 4th put the Chinooks up 3-2. And they scored 2 in that inning, made it a 4-2 ball game. They've scored in every inning since. Ball 1 taken upstairs from the left-hander, Monahan. One-0 delivery here. Fastball tails at the heights of Trevor Cho's head, about 6'1" up there on the fastball that misses for ball 2. This pitch sucked back in and will work the count 2-1. Cho, 146 hitter, 7 hits this season. 5 RBIs, 9 walks. He'll poke that one foul. He's got 13 strikeouts on the season. And Pate Fullerton will trot over, flip it to Stacy Dunbar behind the plate. And a 2-2 count ensuing here for Cho. Trying to poke something in the outfield and reach base. The delivery. Big swing and a miss. Cho down swinging on strikes for the 2nd time today. Monahan, his 2nd strikeout. Gardner looking for some 2-out magic here with the top of the order on deck of Pate Fullerton. Scout showcases this past weekend. All 30 teams represented, and that pitch, strike 1 on the corner. Cody Huff is phenomenal at dragging the pitch well off the plate back in. It has definitely screwed up Stacy Dunbar a few times tonight. Correction, Tom Swoboda behind the plate. Stacy Dunbar at first base. Has definitely caught him a few times. Poked hard to left center. Going back is Eric Webb. He reaches up, will make the grab. Hit well by Dylan Gardner, but a 3-3 down inning for the first time today for the Chinooks ends the 6th. We go to the final 3 innings of the 7th after Dylan Gardner's flyout. Ricky Martinez, the 9-hole shortstop, 0 for 2 today. 2 flyouts to first base and to center field. He'll take strike 1, enter third against Corbin Barker. And Barker went 3 of 3 down against the Miners last inning. And that one fouled back, 0-2 count. As Ricky Martinez a little upset with himself, the shortstop from Baylor University. Left-hander warming in the bullpen here for the Miners as well. And going to chop the off-speed foul, 0-2 count. Believe that is Connor Butler, the left-hander out of Hawaii, sophomore out of Eagle, Idaho. 0-2 pitch, chops it to third. Fullerton with some action for the first time today will make a nice and easy throw over to first for out number 1 here in the inning.
That pitch definitely fooled Martinez, and he just tried to get whatever he could on it and got weak contact to the third baseman.
Boulware 1 for 3 today with a single in the first, strikeout in the second, fly out to right field in the fourth. He's up for a 4th time here in the 7th. Ball 1 thrown wide. Ball 1 as it just missed low and away. Big swing there from Boulware, but can't connect. He's been a pretty good asset despite the one error today that was the one unearned run for Monahan so far. 1-1 delivery. Strike 2 paints the corner. Good pitch by by Corbin Barker.
One of them.
One of the Barker brothers. Pitch missing away, a 2-2 count. And he'll work it full here to the leadoff of Boulware in the 7th. With how well Corbin's arm has looked, he's got to think, I've got to throw a strike pretty close here. Instead, it'll be a walk, and that puts the dent in the great start so far for Corbin Barker. Does set up the double play, and Eric Webb, who's 1 for 3 today, comes up next. He's about in the same spot as Boulware. A foul fly out in the 5th to third base, single in the 3rd, and a strikeout in the 1st. Bunt shown, and I guess he pulled back, ball 1. Pick off to first, this one wide, but safely in is Boulware. He does have a stolen base and a run scored today. Barely beat the throw of Fullerton last time. He's leaning towards second base. They'll pick off again. He'll safely slide in. Boulware at first, drew the walk with 1 out here in the 7th. Not going. Fastball paints the corner. 1-1 count. Boulware, the freshman at the University of Arkansas out of Southlake, Texas. Not going there either, and it just misses the corner. Great pitch on the inner half. We've seen farther pitches inside brought back by the catcher for the Miners today. 2-1 count, 1 out here in the 7th inning. Pick off to first, and Boulware safe. Butler warming in the bullpen for the Miners. Threw one all the way down to the dugout. Boulware not going. Big swing and a miss from Webb. Ties the count up at 2-2. Webb just not been himself today, connecting. You know, he's not got the biggest physique on the team for a hitter, you know, in the 5'8" zone, height-wise, but he can put some pop on it. Runner doesn't go here. Ball 3 wide. Full count will ensue here from Barker.
You know, traditionally, they've always said that competing in a home run derby will ruin your swing. So maybe that's happened to Webb, as he was one of the members of that derby this past weekend.
And his teammate Justin Kirby, who's on deck. One, it's strike 3 for Webb. Out number 2, and third strikeout today for Carbon Barker through 1 2/3 innings on the mound. Eric Webb just not looking himself today. Justin Kirby up next. He's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts and a walk. Can you remember how many Webb had in the home run derby?
5 or so, I want to say, but I don't remember too well. I remember he was one of the early guys to go, like second or third.
I remember I could not make it out to the event, but I remember, as we mentioned earlier, the Pilots' closer Hunter Rigsby taking batting practice before we played him in the showcase game on Saturday. And that's strike 1, an 0-1 count here, 2 outs. Justin Kirby tried to let his hands go early there and had to hold up.
Rigsby had one of the most pitcher-looking swings I've ever seen, but he's just so massive and such a big, strong guy that he was forcing balls out, hitting moonshots to left field during the derby.
Hits one hard to center, and Jess Davis right on it. And he'll make the catch as Kirby just lifted one to center. Call that a F8 for those scoring it. It's 5-2. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Chinooks lead by 3, trying to add as they will face the new left-handed arm of Butler coming in. We'll give you the numbers when we come back. Chinooks on YouTube.com is what you're listening to. Well, Nolan Monahan's day is done. They'll bring in the University of Hawaii left-handed reliever of Connor Butler, the sophomore there. 5'11", 155 relief left-hander out of Eagle, Idaho. Connor facing the top of the order of Pate Fullerton, Jess Davis, and J. Paul Fullerton. Ball 1 misses low, and he looks like Michael Barker a little bit because the hat falls off consistently.
That was what I was going to say.
Sorry, Wyatt, for taking that away from you. The Chinooks have faced the left-hander twice, however. One inning in the 15-1, and Pate Fullerton swinging through the inside fastball there, and 4 innings, and he actually got the win. He's got a 1-0 record in that 12-4 win back on June 11th. That's in and out of the glove. Ball 2, way inside.
Michael Barker and Connor Butler both get so much torque on their upper body coming around, that, including on their head, that the hat tends to fall off and end up on their backside.
Didn't fall off that time, but a 3-1 count here has potential to walk the leadoff guy in the 7th. Chinooks trying to add to their 3-run lead. It's 5-2. Time granted to Pate Fullerton. He'll step out. Next lefty on lefty pitch. 5th pitch of the at-bat. Delivery up and inside, and a 5-pitch walk to Pate Fullerton. Opens up the 7th, brings up Jess Davis. Wyatt, you got an update for us between the Bucks game and the Oilers?
I do. It is currently 3-1 Bucks in the top of the 8th. They just scored another insurance run. So we're looking to get back within a half a game if results stand as they are. Half a game of the last playoff spot is.
Bunt shown, bunted to the first base side. It's going to be a tough play if it stays fair, and it just goes foul as picked up by Cody Huff. Jess Davis, that shows you his speed there. He had to hold up for half a second. Couldn't find the ball, and then he took off. And when that ball finally died down, he's safely at first, but he'll have to keep it an 0-1 count, likely be bunting again. You bunt the ball to first base. It's a tough play for the left-hander on the mound, Connor Butler. So you still got a chance to be safe on it, especially with Jess Davis's speed. Cody Huff will try and come out. A pickoff attempt sends Pate Fullerton safely to first. The Bucks have a 3-game lead on the Miners, trying to lengthen that. And a pickoff attempt again from Butler. Davis hasn't squared around yet. Carlson at third base playing well onto the green area of the turf at third base. Bunt shown this time and called against him on the high fastball. Couldn't pull back. An 0-2 count here against Jess Davis. And Tyler O'Clair will take off his jumper, and the bullpen likely get ready to go a little. Here, no outs in the bottom of the 7th. I think you stick with Corbin Barker one more inning. High fastball, tails way out. I think that Butler tried to get a little more umph on that one, just sailed one, almost sailed it all the way to the backstop, and would have done the job for Jess Davis of trying to move over the runner. O'Clair not going to warm up just yet. Fullerton at first. His brother waits on deck. The delivery. Way outside, and somehow the curveball misses Jess Davis, a 2-2 count.
That curved around him. It went behind his head. Usually not what you want to see as the pitcher on the mound.
Butler said, wow. He couldn't believe that the pitch was caught.
Had
what
a lot
job
of
by
break on
Cody
it.
Huff. Oh, my goodness. Off the plate, a full count, no outs. Walk does the job, too. For Connor Butler here facing Jess Davis. Went from 0-2 to 3-2. And Chinooks will like to have runners on first and second here. To open up the 7th, delivery. Off the plate, ball 4. Back-to-back walks open up the 7th inning for J. Paul Fullerton up next. Mason Corbett will move on deck. A run and stolen base scored, and John Groth comes out for a conversation with Fullerton. We may see J. Paul Fullerton try and bunt here. J. Paul this season has not had a sack bunt this season. He has 3 sack flies, but no sack bunt. Bless you, Wyatt. My counter broadcaster just
Thank you, Josh.
sneezed. No outs here to J. Paul Fullerton, not bunting, and fastball misses up, ball 1. And I think what John Groth might have told him is, hey, you got to make sure it's your pitch because he's walked the first 2 guys, and he just went from 0-2 to 4 straight pitches to Jess Davis. Well off the plate, right-hander warming for the Miners. Up and inside, ball 2, 2-0 count.
It's also entirely possible that Coach Groth told him, hey, we're going to make it look like we've got something on here, and in fact, there's nothing going on strategically.
Well, the pitching coach going to come out now for the Miners. Wants a conversation. That's Jeff Erlob. Wants a conversation with Connor Butler. We'll pause for a moment as there's a right-hander warming in the bullpen. So a 2-0 count here to the third batter of the inning. 2 walks have put runners on first and second of Fullerton and Jess Davis. And the 2-0 pitch is wide. It'll be 3-0. I believe the right-hander warming in the bullpen is Jack White, the 6'4", 200 reliever and redshirt freshman at New Mexico University, Albuquerque, New Mexico native. And you got to imagine that J. Paul is taken all the way here. Delivery. Well off the plate, 4-pitch walk. That's 9 straight balls thrown. Excuse me, that's 10 straight balls thrown to load the bases in the inning. 5-2 ball game, and that's going to send out the head coach of Tyler LeBrun. And Connor Butler's day is done. He came in for the start of this inning, walked 3 guys. And they're going to have to pull him, bring in Jack White. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Well, we listened to Country Road Take Me Home during the break. Sorry y'all couldn't be a part of that. Wyatt and I were belting it and singing it at the top of our lungs. Bases loaded here as the right-hander Jack White is in. First pitch is taken for strike 1 on the corner to Mason Corbett. Infield is in. Corbett looking to plate one to the outfield, and he's just going to shake his head here. Needs to connect with one. Thought that one was outside, but was pretty close. Smashes one right field. That's going to be a base hit. That's a fair ball. 1 run's going to come in. They're going to wave around to second. Can J. Paul Fullerton get in for a third? He will not. They'll hold him. And able to get the double down the right field line, bring in 2 more runs. against Jack White. Those runs going against Connor Butler, however, his 3-walk inning with no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Chinooks lead by 5, 7-2.
I think that landed directly in the middle of the foul line, which is a fair ball, but that is the slimmest of margins that the Chinooks score two more.
It was just to the left of the line. It was just to the left of the line. Stacy right on it, the first base umpire, and you could tell it was fair, but it kept curving at first. And Ethan English up next, runners on second and third, and he'll get a little chin music on his first pitch here from Jack White, the curveball that misses high. Again, White out of New Mexico University, redshirt freshman there, 6'4", right-handed pitcher. He's got an 0-2 record. Good fastball there, paints the bottom third of the strike zone. He is now making his 9th appearance in 12 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 12 hits. Popped it up. Might just get out of play. Huff will chase it out. 1-2 count here for Ethan English. 1 for 3 today. A double, strikeout, a run scored, and a fly out to second base. He's got to put something in play, try and squeak it through the infield with Fullerton at third, Jay Paul, and then Mason Corbett at second after doubling, scoring Pate and Jess Davis. He'll swing through the high fastball, and the second strikeout swinging for English today brings up Keller. Keller, the triple in his first at-bat, a ground out in the 5th, and a strikeout swinging in the 4th. Big swing there from Keller. Strike 1 from Jack White. 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Chinooks looking for a few more infield in here. Keller just trying to put one right back up the middle, out of reach of Martinez. And that one fouled away, as well as the second baseman of Bullware. Daniel Freeman over to retrieve it. 1 out, runners at second and third. Freeman on deck. Hits one right back up the middle. Will it fall in? And it will. Eric Webb going to try and get it in quickly, and 1 run is going to come in as Keller had to get one to center, fell in front of Eric Webb. 3rd run in the inning on the RBI single to plate J. Paul Fullerton. Mason Corbett moves up to 3rd, and it brings up Daniel Freeman. Freeman, the 2-run home run in the 2nd, walk in the 4th, was retired for the first time on a fly out to right field. He's looking for an RBI sac fly, bringing a 9th run, 4th in the inning, making a 9-2 lead for the Chinooks. Trevor Cho on deck, come around for a 4th time, a walk and 2 strikeouts today, the left fielder for the Chinooks. Middle infield goes back, trying to turn a double play. And the first pitch here is low, ball 1. One-oh pitch awaits. White high leg kick inside and missing the graze of the shoulder. Keller at first, a 2-0 count. Corbett at third base. 2 losses that have come for Jack White were back in June, and a good fastball paints the corner there for strike 1. That was a 3-2 and 5-3 loss against the Bucks both times in back-to-back appearances for the right-hander. White coming set here, 2-1 delivery to Freeman. Smashes one to center. This might be deep enough. Eric Webb's going to try and play it in. He will. The throw will be in the air home, and Corbett will come in safely. Keller staying put at first. It's 9-2 on the sac fly from Daniel Freeman. So he picks up his 3rd RBI in the game. And if the Chinooks can hold on, we will likely be talking to them at the end of this one. Mason Corbett scoring a second time today. Scored on the error in the 5th. 4 runs now in the bottom of the 7th, and ball 1 taken, just missing low. Chinooks lead 9-2. It's a good change for the Chinooks after the struggles they've had early on in the season, coming back after the Scout Showcase, and now putting up a 9-2 lead with 2 innings left against the second-place team. That's pretty good. 2 outs, a 2-0 count here for Trevor Cho. Just hope they can continue to do so. Smashes one, but lifts it to right field. Bulware over, and will reach up, make the grab. 3 steps in the left side of the right field foul line. A fly out for Trevor Cho. He just missed it. But Chinooks score 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th. It's 9-2. 3 walks in the inning. A big double by Mason Corbett brought in 2. An RBI single for Keller. Brought in 1 more, and Daniel Freeman, the sac fly, brings in the 4th. As Cho flies out for the 3rd out, the Chinooks lead 9-2. Corbin Barker and the defense back out, trying to keep the 7-run lead with 2 innings left. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. First pitch misses wide from Corbin Barker to Tanner Carlson, third baseman, up for a 4th time today. Carlson a triple in the 5th. Did not come in to score, though. A strikeout in the 3rd and a line out to center. He'll take 1 more off the plate, a 2-0 count from Barker to start us off. Barker today has allowed 1 base runner. It was a walk in the 7th with 1 out to Kobe Bulware. Other than that, he's been perfect. Strike 1 paints the inner half. Carlson, Cody Huff, and Aaron Walters, 3 batters up. 4 runs gained in the bottom of the 7th for the Chinooks. They lead 9-2. Big swing there from Carlson. Doesn't connect. Seen many an extra base hit from the Chinooks today. A few for the Miners as well. A triple and a double. Going to work it full to open up this 8th inning with the 7-run lead for the Chinooks. At the end of this half inning, we will mention all those who participated for the Chinooks. Strike 3 for Corbin Barker to get Tanner Carlson out number 1, and 4th strikeout in 2 1/3 innings for Corbin Barker. We'll mention all those All-Stars and let you know what happened in the All-Star game as well. Cody Huff up next. Again, he scored a run, 2 singles today. And that pitch missing the inner half of the strike zone. That one not, and it'll tie the count up at 1-1. Wind blowing west to east now. Was blowing out to center field for a good chunk of the game. Pitch just misses the corner, a little low, and it'll work at 2-1. One out here in the 8th inning. Not going to swing at that one. 3-1 as he takes it high. Bucks currently leading the Oilers 3-1 in the top of the 9th inning. Big swing, however, from Huff will run it full. And the Bucks did defeat the Oilers 3-1, so the Chinooks have a chance to pull within a half game. Big swing and a miss. Corbin Barker, back-to-back strikeouts as Huff chases inside. It'll bring up Aaron Walters. Can the right-handed reliever pick up his 6th strikeout in 3 innings and get a big third out? 2 strikeouts for him in a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 6th. Ball 1 a little out there, and in the 7th, 1 walk given up, 1 strikeout, ground out and a fly out. 2 strikeouts have opened us up here in the 8th. Pokes it foul, 1-1 count. In the All-Star game, the National League defeated the American League 3-2. Chinooks had players on both sides. Actually had a few matchups between the pitchers on the Chinooks having to face off against them, and that's going to be popped up into center. And Jess Davis will call off Dylan Gardner for the 3rd flyout. 3rd out and 3-up, 3-down inning for the 2nd time for Corbin Barker. He's done a great job. It's 9-2. Chinooks look to add as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the right-hander of Jack White comes back out. Well, as mentioned previously, we're going to go through some of the All-Stars as we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9-2 the lead, and Dylan Gardner, the 9-1-2, coming back around for the Chinooks, facing the right-hander and relief pitcher, 4th guy up for Jack White, 4th pitcher in the game for the Miners. And the All-Stars were Joey Levitt, Zach Sundine, Hayden Keller, Sam Brace, J. Paul Fullerton, Mason Corbett, as well as Ethan English, Trevor McGee, and the left-handed hitting 2-hole in this game, Jess Davis. So those 8 guys for...
Brandon Cody was also one.
Right,
He left
yes.
right before the game because of his injury, but he did qualify for the team.
Yes, thank you, Wyatt. I was going off of the picture I was looking at. And bunt shown will be sailed to the backstop. And that'll force Pate Fullerton to come over and get his exercise in. A 1-0 count here, no outs, as we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9-2 lead for the Chinooks. And Dylan Gardner up a 4th time. He had an RBI walk, put the Chinooks up 3-2, and they haven't looked back since, back in the 4th inning. Other than that, he is 0 for 2 today, looking for a big base hit here. And Chinooks scored 4 last inning, have really opened the floodgates. Good fastball from White, gets a strike in for a 2-1 count. Sam Potter, the first base and assistant coach today. John Groth, third base and head coach for the Chinooks. Fastball sails high, a 3-1 count. And the Miners have had their problems today in the walk category. Three-one delivery. Misses high, and that's the 8th walk of the day for the Miners pitching staff. In fact, George Arias had 4. Nolan Manahan did not have a single one. Connor Butler came in for the 7th, had 3 straight, and now Jack White leads off this 8th inning for the Chinooks walking Dylan Gardner a second time he's reached today. Big swing from Fullerton there, who walked in his last at bat. He's 1 for 3 today with a walk and a strikeout, as well as a run scored. Pitch misses wide, 1-1 count. Only Cho and Gardner, the 8 and 9 hole, have not reached today. Or excuse me, have not scored a run. Stolen base by Dylan Gardner. And Gardner does it almost better than anybody else on the team. Only person who does it a little bit better is Jess Davis. And, Dylan Gardner is phenomenal at stealing bases. He's stolen 6 now. He's perfect on the season. Jess Davis, 13 for 17 this season.
And once again, the pitcher isn't varying his looks very well because Dylan Gardner took off a few steps before he lifted his leg to throw home and definitely got in there well ahead of the throw because of it.
Well, you got to commend Pate Fullerton taking that pitch. It's a 1-2 count here. Delivery. Big swing and a miss, and it'll get Fullerton a second time today as he chases wide. Was just trying to poke it foul, but out number 1 in the inning. Second strikeout since coming in for Jack White. Jess Davis up next, a walk and a triple. So 2 walks, a triple, and only been retired once today on the ground out to second base that ended the 4th. First pitch here is poked foul. Good swing by Davis, a little bit out in front. And we'll work a 0-1 count here, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Chinooks looking for that 10th run. Can it be Dylan Gardner, who reached via the walk and stole second base? Huff has a great arm, but you're not going to be beating out Dylan Gardner with how great his speed is. Missing low and in the dirt, Huff drops down to his knees. We'll keep it in front and soak it up into his catcher's mitt. 1-1 count, 1 out. About 2 hours and 34 minutes into this game. Gardner taking off for third, and he's going to reach. That'll be a stolen base for Dylan as he took off, and stepping off of the mound was Jack White. Had to quickly release it, threw it wide of Tanner Carlson. That's a stolen base for a second time in this inning. Puts a runner at third base, and Carlson will come in. The rest of the middle infield going to stay back.
And once again, you've got to change up your pattern on the mound because in the time it takes, that's going to be fouled behind him. In the time it takes for him to understand what's happening, step off and throw to third, Dylan Gardner was already there because he already knew that he wasn't going to check him again.
Well, if Jess Davis can't get him in here, let's see if he tries to steal home. 1-2 count, 1 out. The payoff pitch is going to miss in the dirt. 2-2 count. And that's the thing for Dylan Gardner. When he steals a base, he typically steals multiple in the inning. Not afraid of stealing third base. He's got 7 on the season. Upstairs, full count, 1 out from Jack White to the 2-hole Jess Davis. Dylan Gardner stole 3 bases on July 10th against the Miners. Pokes one up and out of play on the left side. Good pitch to spoil for Jess Davis. Before that, though, he had not stolen a base since June 26th, and he stole 2. Those are his 5. So every game he's stolen a base, he's stolen multiple. At least 2 with 2 today. And a walk will be the second runner on for the Chinooks. J. Paul Fullerton up next. And it looks like the Miners going to try and ride out Jack White as Jess Davis draws his 3rd walk and reaches for the 4th time today. 9th free pass for the Miners pitching staff today, and a pitcher is going to be summoned to the bullpen. Jack White's first pitch here is going to miss high, ball 1. Warming in the bullpen is the catcher, Caden Hogan. Big swing and a miss, and Dylan Gardner will score the 10th run on the wild pitch from Jack White. Bounced in the dirt, went right through the legs of Cody Huff.
That is either the 3rd or 4th wild pitch from the Miners today. I believe it is the 4th.
And Dylan Gardner with that run makes it a 10-2 lead, 8-run lead for the Chinooks. And Dylan completes the 8th of the 9 runs have been scored in that lineup today. Pitch missing off the plate, 2-1 count. Trevor Cho, the only guy for the team of the 9 starters who has not come around to score today. He had a chance back in the 4th when he walked, but other than that, had been retired all 3 times. 2-1 count, Jess Davis the lead at second. And the high fastball, 3-1 count here from White. This will probably be his last batter with the right-hander warming up. Three-one count, 1 out. Payoff pitch. And it's brought back in for strike 2. Full count ensues, 1 out here to J. Paul Fullerton. Fullerton a walk and a strikeout today, 0 for 3. He's due for a big hit. Can he get one on a good fastball? The delivery, well off the plate. 3rd walk in the inning. And that's going to send out the pitching coach, Jeff Erlob. We'll pause for a moment. Be back with the 10-2 lead for the Chinooks. 1 run is in, and runners are on first and second. Third walk in the inning from Jack White. Meeting adjourned, and Caden Hobson, he's trying to get his first appearance in the game. You know, he'd like to come in. And White working here against Corbett. Misses high, ball 1. Again, the Bucks did defeat the Oilers earlier, 3-1. And that's going to fall in for strike 1, top of the zone. As for the right-handed catcher of Caden Hobson, he has not pitched this season. 1-1 delivery, runners on first and second, is brought back in for strike 2. And I got to agree with Corbett. He'll just shake his head as Huff keeps bringing the ball back in from the outside, well off the plate, back to the corner. 1-2 delivery. Hits one off the end of the bat directly at the second baseman. They'll double him up at second. Jess Davis was running. And the line out to Kobe Bulware ends the inning. It's 10-2. Chinooks doubled up for a second time. But they lead by 8. Get one more on Dylan Gardner's walk. His 2 stolen bases. And coming in on the pass ball, it's 10-2. When we come back, we go to the final 3 outs at the top of the 9th inning. Corbin Barker coming back out for the Chinooks. First pitch here is going to be fouled back in the top of the 9th inning, as it's a 10-2 lead. Chinooks had one more from Dylan Gardner in the bottom of the 8th, and Corbin Barker here. It's been the Barker brothers today. He's trying to close it out. There is a right-handed pitcher warming for the Miners, and the Miners hoping to get 8 runs and send it tied into the bottom of the 9th. But Chinooks looking for 3 outs, and big swing there from the right-handed Sam Thompson. 7, 8, 9 are up. Thompson, Palmer, and Martinez. But instead of Palmer, we've got a left-handed hitter in relief who's going to come in. And strike 3 will get him looking. Curveball right down the middle. Gets him out of Sam Thompson. First strikeout today.
No argument to be had about that one.
And that is the 6th strikeout now. As the left-hander comes in, it's Tyler Porter. Strike 1 to Tyler Porter right off the edge. We typically find him at second base when we play against him. And that pitch just missing. First batter of Sam Thompson struck out. And Porter going to foul one down the left field line. It's going to tail foul right into the mitt of Ethan English warming up.
The bullpen's trying to signal that that should be an out because it was caught by a Chinooks player, but definitely not in the game.
Well, it would have been funny as that pitch misses off the plate 2-2 count if English had caught it, jumped in the air, and threw it to Trevor Cho in left field. Then you could make the case. It never was truly caught. Fouled directly back at us, and that's going to send the pitching coach Chris Beck over to retrieve it right in front of us. He'll give a nice stare into the camera for all you fans of Chris Beck, the pitching coach for the Chinooks.
Seems like every time we adjust the camera and make it right again, there's a foul ball directly at it.
It does seem like that. You're absolutely right, Wyatt. Full count will come to pass here as the third ball misses low and inside. Pitch from Barker. Ground ball to second. Corbett stays down on it, fields, and the nice and easy throw to first. 2 outs in the inning. Chinooks need one more here against Ricky Martinez to win it outright, 10-2. For the same win against the Miners in Game 1 of the season. If the Chinooks win this one, they improve to 2-3 against the Miners on the season. They are currently 1-3.
And we will see a lot of the Miners in the coming weeks.
Big swing from Martinez, doesn't connect. Yeah, the Chinooks with 5 times will play the Miners from today on to Sunday. And then they will play the Miners a final time on the 30th and the 31st. Pitch just misses, 1-1 count. So they have, see the math there, I believe 6 times left after this game that they will match up. Everybody plays everyone 11 times. This should do it. It's a fly ball on the left side. Dylan Gardner is underneath it. He'll make the catch. Chinooks win it 10-2 after putting up 2 runs in the second. The 2-run bomb from Daniel Freeman. 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th. And they win it outright courtesy of the Barker brothers. And what a job they did. Michael Barker only giving up 2 runs, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, and then Corbin Barker coming in, getting 6 strikeouts in his 4 innings on the mound. Did a great job, and so we got to praise those guys. As for Josh Salem and Wyatt Wewell here, the Chinooks are going to play tomorrow here at home against the Miners again, and then they'll travel out to Wasilla and play in Palmer against the Miners on Thursday, play the Oilers on Saturday, 2 games against the Miners in the doubleheader on Sunday. Again, Chinooks win 10-2, and because of the Bucks winning as well and the Oilers' loss, the Oilers fall to 12-23. The Chinooks get their 10th win of the season. They're 10-22, and they are half a game behind the Miners. Excuse me, a half game behind the Oilers. And so the rest of the standings look like this. The Anchorage Bucks 24-9. Matsu Miners are 19-12. Pilots 16-15 with the off day. Peninsula Oilers are 12-23, and the Chinooks are 10-22. So long, everybody, and have a good night.